hospital. The press reports that he's in a coma. The staff call his father, who is working in another city. Can you
Scroll,
scroll up? He cannot believe his wife's cruelty. The housewife tells the doctor that she thought Hriday would hurt himself or faint on his way to school. That's why she took extreme measures to protect him. The doctors tell the husband that his wife's paranoid imagination led to Hriday's ruin.
Okay, I'll just yeah, scroll up, scroll principal ठीक है चलो नीचे 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 चलो just come down. Struggles to hold on to it. His mother has a panic attack. She takes him to his room where she revives him and locks the door after leaving. The 13-year-old loses school once he realizes. He pounds the door, she's shrieking, and on getting no response, he breaks down in hot tears. His mother chants on the other side of the door. She's holding a bead of jap mala between the thumb and the finger. As the son continues crying, she moves from one beat to another and recites again with closed eyes. In a few hours, Hriday has desecrated and torn a notebook with angry scribbles. His eyes feel heavy and he goes to sleep. He continues this routine for an indefinite period. Losing patience, he pulls aside the curtains and opens the window, and evening breeze ruffles his hair. Holding his cramping stomach, he feels more afraid of dying than fainting. He attempts to jump the balcony below, go down a little below, balcony below, and then to the ground, but his leg slips and he drops to the grassy ground. A police team finds him and rushes him to a nearby hospital. The press reports that he's in coma. The staff calls the father, who's working in another city. He cannot believe his wife's cruelty. The housewife tells the doctors that she thought Hriday would hurt himself or faint on his way to school. Okay, go down, and that's why she took extreme measures to protect him. Yeah, go down. That's why she took yeah. She's go down. एक second. That's why she put in. The doctors tell the husband that his wife's paranoid imagination led to Hriday's ruin. Okay, we understand. But एक चीज बोलो वत्सला, तुम्हारा मेन कैरेक्टर लड़का है या मदर है बोलो?
I think it's a boy.
Why?
Because we are trapped in a room with a boy.
We are trapped in the web. Yeah, maybe we are trapped in the. But who is initiating all the action?
The mother.
Mother is initiating all the action, isn't it? So it's basically whatever the mother is doing, the boy is reacting. Okay, so the boy is being locked behind closed doors by the mother, and the mother is suffering from some kind of a delusion or paranoia. Okay, yeah. Which is discovered towards the end. So the mother's cruelty is discovered, and the husband is informed. So we realize the paranoid imagination led to with. So I think the mother is the protagonist, not the boy, because it is the protagonist. The protagonist will not always be a good person. A protagonist can be a negative person. Okay, a serial killer can also be your protagonist. Okay, so a protagonist is somebody who initiates the action. Okay, and which leads to the development of the plot. That is exactly what is happening. Okay, but this is number one. Number two, why is she doing this? You have examined. We discover, of course, that's a good twist. We discover that the mother is paranoid. The way she is treating the child, behaving with the child, that's not the way to deal with the child. Okay, so does that? So she's sick. Okay, does that prove the premise? The premise, matlab jo hai, the statement.
Sir, I think that even though the doctor does call her paranoid, but she's not diagnosed with anything. So I think it's up to interpretation. That person reading it, maybe the examiner can feel whether she's actually sick, or maybe her mind is just too overactive.
In that case, an idle brain is the devil's workshop. Okay, na? So maybe the husband is in another city. Most of the time, the boy is in the school. So she's alone. Okay? And because she's alone, she thinks up situations and indulges in thoughts and imaginations which are basically very unproductive. Very, very unproductive. And that leads to some kind of sickness, mental sickness in her. Okay, so idle brain, she has no work to do. Maybe she's surrounded by servants, and she actually doesn't have to do anything, and
Yes, sir.
that
Yes,
leads
sir.
to all
Exactly,
kind of
sir.
that is what leads to unproductive this thing, because she herself is not productive.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. I've mentioned she's a housewife, so she would keep on imagining these things.
so not every housewife imagines these things. Huh? You're generalizing. Housewife does a lot of work. That is
Yes,
also
sir.
work. Huh? I mean, ideally, a housewife should be paid for the kind of work she does.
Yes, sir. But this housewife is free, sir.
So you have to mention that, na, that she has got
Oh.
so much time to kill, but she does not listen to music, she does not watch television, she does not read books. She is kind of idle. She gossips with other women who are equally idle, who are not productive, and that is what leads to some kind of a mental kind of a disease, mental sickness, and that is why she treats the child the way she does. So ये अगर explained होता तो ये premise जो है तुम्हारा तो premise fulfilled होता. तो अभी मुझे लग रहा है, though the story is interesting, okay, I don't think you have addressed the premise.
Yes, sir. Sir, because of the word limit, I was not able to.
I know that is a challenge. That is definitely a challenge. I'll tell you one thing. There's a very interesting anecdote. There's a very famous philosopher writer in the 19th century. 19th century was 1800 something. Okay, so उसने क्या किया? He was a poet and a philosopher. Okay, I think his name was Alexander Pope. Not the Catholic Pope. Rome
Okay.
वाला Pope नहीं, ठीक है ना? So he wrote a long letter to a friend, a very long letter to a friend. वो जमाने में हाथ में लिखते थे ना, लंबा चिट्ठी लिखा. तो फ्रेंड जब पढ़ रहा है वो चिट्ठी, तो लास्ट लाइन ऑफ द लेटर reads like this: and please forgive me, I'm very sorry, please forgive me for writing such a long letter. Actually, I did not have the time to write a short letter. Writing a short synopsis, एक paragraph में, which will entice your audience, or is actually challenging. Today in the age of computers, anybody can write 50 pages. Okay, लेकिन तुम कम बात में ज़्यादा convey कर रहे हो, that is difficult. Actually, it is difficult, and that is challenging.
I would interrupt in between, Ranjan, here. One of the most profound film critics, who was also a founder member of our craft film school. His name is Brijesh Madan. And he wrote on cinema. Not many people knows about him. And he was the first. It's also a general question. Those people who have a book or MCQs thing. He was the first critics in this country who got the national award for writing on cinema in Hindi language.
Okay, that's great.
Guess who was heading the jury that particular year?
Who?
The guy from Calcutta who wrote the Aranya Din Ratri.
Oh.
Sunil Ganguly.
Sunil Ganguly was heading the jury that particular year. So what I'm saying is, people like from a different background could gauge the intelligence of that man. It's a long story to cut short. He was the most disorganized man, most unimpressive personality, till you read his article. So what I'm saying is that one of his article was, I'm just mentioning the heading of that article, बोले तो बहुत, कुछ कहिए भी.
सही बात है.
You speak a lot, but you say something now.
देखो क्या होता है, रियल लाइफ में हम लोग बहुत बोल सकते हैं ना, हम लोग बोलते भी हैं, इवनिंग को हम दोस्त लोग मिलते हैं और शाम के टाइम में वगैरह वगैरह. लेकिन तुम जब when you're engaging in art, whether it's filmmaking, whether it's poetry, or whether it's even a novel, a thick novel that you're writing, art is a distillation of experiences. You're distilling your real life experience. You're borrowing from real life. Of course, you have to refer to real life, but you're distill कर रहे हो, distill करके crystallize कर रहे हो. और ये बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट जॉब है, ये आसान जॉब नहीं है. ओके, और तुम्हारे लिए और भी डिफिकल्ट इसीलिए है, तुम अगर एफटीआई का एग्जाम दे रहे हो और वहां पे तुम्हें कुछ वर्ड्स दे दिया गया या ऐसा एक प्रेमाइस प्रूफ करने के लिए बोला, एक्चुअली यू डोंट हैव द टाइम. तुम्हें यू हैव टू बी ऑन योर थिंकिंग टोज, जिसे हम लोग बोलते हैं. ओके, कम अप विद अ स्टोरी फास्ट. सो देखो, आई विल गिव यू गुड मार्क्स फॉर दिस. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि I'll not give you good marks. Out of 10, somebody was asking, sir, 10 ke kitne denge? Out of 10, I'll not give you 8, but I'll definitely give you 6, 6.5. It's not bad. You know, मतलब तुमने कोशिश किया. It's very visual, audio visual. वो element कब्जे में है कि नहीं तुम्हारा वो, that is very important. That's more important because you're going to be a filmmaker. Okay. So, but because we have the time right now, it's a training this thing. So I'm trying to be a little critical. Nothing else. I'm trying to be a little critical for your own benefit, for your own sake. Okay, it's difficult. Even if I have to write within limited words, and if I'm given 2 hours or 1 hour, I'll also have the same problem as you are facing.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your feedback.
Okay.
Thank you, Naresh, sir.
We'll move to Purushottam Gogoi. Purushottam Gogoi has woken up. Last time he went to sleep. He was little angry also because we did not include this thing last time. So now he has forgotten the anger and
no, sir, I wasn't angry. I exceeded the word limit and
never mind. So we are here to instigate you and to provoke you. That is our job that I've been keep doing for last 14 years. And
yes,
I'm the most villainous person among the eyes of my student. And I love to do it because
no, sir, I don't think that at all.
Never mind. So start now,
Okay, sir. So sir, this I forgot to mention the heading. It was about killing 2 birds in 1 stone. So I'm sorry about that. So here I go. I looked over the horizon into the harsh summer sun. Tired after walking through the desert for more than 4 hours, I didn't wanted to think about how much more I have to walk. It's a lot more. With 2 heavy bags filled with green dollar bills, I couldn't imagine how am I supposed to make it. With Mexican cartel at my ass and the sun at the top of my head, I couldn't think of any worse predicament. If I could kill myself jumping off a mountain, I would, but it is too much energy to climb one. And I'm more likely to pass out and slip off the mountain and break all 4 of my limbs and die a slower and more painful death than I intended. My buddy Dave, probably a 100-year-old veteran, has a bolt-action sniper rifle. That is the only protection we have. His steady hands and a 50-year-old gun. Our dumb luck. I had to drink my piss because we ran out of water. It didn't taste as bad. Wish there was a way. Wish we had some M249s. Then we would have sprayed rain of hellfire onto those Nubes cartel associates and call for air supports. But no, we cannot do that. There must be some other way. Until then, I will walk all 40 miles through the desert to my great country of USA. Then Dave had an idea. He whispered me in the ear. Yes, there wasn't anyone around, but the old man had too little energy to talk properly. We needed to preserve our energy. After all, he was the one who was going to take the shot. So I crossed my fingers and walked onto the open road ahead of us. I used my metal thermostat to shine the sunlight and attract attention of the drug dealing scumbags. Sure enough, they saw me and they rushed toward me on their SUV, blazing guns. Dave behind the mountains took a deep, long breath and waited. When the car came close to us, he took one single shot and blew off the driver's head, making the SUV tumble and roll around like a plastic bag in the wind. The SUV burst into flames. We called for air support, and helicopter came after an hour. Even after 4 hours of walking, I was euphoric. Dave, you magnificent bastard! You should go to Olympics, and you can most definitely bag a gold medal.
Okay, I'll just read the last paragraph. So I crossed my fingers and walked onto the open road ahead of us. I used my metal thermostat to shine in the sunlight and attract the attention of the drug dealing scumbags. Sure enough, they saw me and they rushed towards me on their SUV, blazing guns. Dave behind the mountains took a deep, long breath and waited. When car came close to us, it took one single shot and drew off the driver's head, making the SUV tumble and roll around like a plastic bag in the wind. The SUV burst into flames. We called air support and helicopter went out of our. Okay, लेकिन एक चीज बोलो कि ये how are you proving the premise killing two birds with one stone?
Because they were in a desert and
mystery.
they have to walk 40 miles and they would have died. And there was that was their first obstacle. And the second obstacles were that people were hunting for them. So they have to do both things. They have to get those people out of uh, uh, they have to get out of those people's vicinity, and also they have to um get out of the desert, so they don't have to walk 40 miles. Because as Dave is a veteran, he's definitely not a 100-year-old veteran, but he's a veteran and he cannot walk that long. But that's how it's they killed two things with one bullet, one stone.
Come again to first thing is क्या है और second thing क्या है, जरा बोलो. First thing क्या है बोलो.
First thing is they have to get out of the desert, and not by walking, because it's not possible
anymore.
Not possible anymore. They're very tired. He's drinking his own piss. They have exhausted all the water. That is the first thing. And the second thing would be to get those guys, get those murderers off their ass. Get those murderers, get away from those murderers. Pardon my French. Get away from those murderers. So they had only one gun, and Dave took a shot, and
They had only one gun or one bullet?
No. They had only one gun, and it was a bolt action sniper rifle. So you can shoot and you have to reload again in a bolt action. So that's why he was wishing for an M249, which is a machine gun. So if they had that, they would have rained bullets after lots of bullets into them, and that would have been much better alternative for a weapon.
Okay. देखो, first of all, तुमने जो बोला कि the two birds are like the first bird is trying to escape these bad guys, okay, and the second bird is killing them, isn't it? But isn't the second bird a part of the first bird? When when you're trying to escape from bad people, you also want to kill them. So they're connected, isn't it? Two birds matlab kya? Two different things entirely. So you do certain action which takes care of two different things. Okay, so your action is only one single action. In single action matlab ki I feel the second bird is a part of the first bird. Okay, these are not two separate birds that you're killing with one stone. Your protagonists, these two guys who are on the run. So मेरा ख्याल से कि your story is not proving the premise, number one. Number two, it should be more like a metaphor when we say killing two birds with a proverb rather. Proverb, you know what's a proverb? Nah? Killing two birds with one
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, so I think the entire action on their part is basically one action only. Okay, it's not different actions. I know, of course, they're doing something. They're running also. They are enticing the man. They come. Those people. They come. The guns blazing, and they're shot down. The car is shot down and rolls over. Okay, so it's a part of one single agenda. The agenda is one. So it had to be two different agendas. That is what I felt. Number two, देखो क्या है अभी क्या है we are, thanks to OTT platforms and all, we are watching a lot of narcos and Mexican drug cartel and Colombian drug cartel.
Yes, so, sir, it was definitely inspired
influenced by narcos and all. So ये कोशिश करो तुम जब कहानी लिख रहे हो ना, even as an independent filmmaker, okay, and definitely as an FTII aspirant, okay, try to come up with an Indian story, an Indian situation. Okay,
yes,
क्योंकि जो एग्जामिनर है बोला ये बंदा तो बहुत नार्कोस और बहुत ये देखता है, नेटफ्लिक्स देखता है.
He has gone to Brazil.
He's gone to Brazil and Colombia and Mexico. अभी इतने सारे फिल्म्स बन रहे हैं, इतने सारे अच्छे फिल्म्स बन रहे हैं, अच्छे सीरीज भी बन रहे हैं, मैं भी देखता हूँ, ठीक है ना. तो लेकिन ये जैसे कि वो लास्ट वीक में वो two people wanting to carrying a chest. Most of the students came up with ideas which are set in a foreign land. Okay, because it's not in India.
So, they are proteges of Karan Johar.
Karan Johar.
Ranjan, I'll just share with you his first film which Khalid Muhammad go gaga about it and all that. And there's a lady called Kaveri Bamzai, who's the reputed lady. He wrote an article about his film. If you read that review, you will commit suicide. The heading of that was there's a called NRI word, non-resident Indian. She said RNI, resident non-Indians.
Resident non-Indians.
RNI, they are filmed by RNI. They are living in India, but they are in New York, London, Paris, etc. So don't be RNI so far. You Karan Johar. So be.
देखो तुमने जो लिखा है in terms of action, in terms of visual, that's good. That's very particular. You know, I can see the action happening. I can feel the tension also. I can identify with the characters who are on the run. Okay, वो सब कुछ वो सब सही है, वो सब में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. लेकिन क्या है कि I feel कि अगर ये इंडियन स्टोरी होता, okay, वो थोड़ा सा बेटर रहता. तुम इंडियन हो, तुम इंडिया में रहते हो,
yes, sir.
You know, और where do you belong to? You belong to Assam?
Yes, sir. Assam.
Assam में Assam is such an exciting territory. वहाँ पे कितने कुछ हुआ ना. Alpha, there was a alpha kind of extremist rebellion at one point of time. अभी भी है politics ये वो, और वहाँ पे smuggling भी होता है, and drugs, it's also part of the drug zone ना. वो जहाँ वो बर्मा से आता है, थाईलैंड, बर्मा, जो गोल्डन ट्रायंगल जिसे बोलते हैं, गोल्डन ट्रायंगल और whatever it is called, you know, Kachin rebels in Burma. No, it's a very exciting place. Assam is a very exciting place. So you could have said this in Assam also.
Sir, I could have, but I didn't have enough time because I wrote this story first. And then I thought about I'm going to mix up some Breaking Bad, and this story was particularly inspired from Breaking Bad. So I'm
Breaking
going
Bad,
to mix up that, and I'm going to write fast. But at first, I was thinking that I'm only going to send this one because I cannot definitely finish that. But I tried my best.
So Ranjan, let him start the second one because there are two more boys are here.
चलो हाँ But you have to think fast, हाँ. देखो परीक्षा के लिए, entrance exam के लिए तुम्हें बहुत fast वो थोड़ा सा practice करना जरूरी है, ठीक है ना. उसीलिए हम लोग ये exercises conduct कर रहे हैं.
You have to be 96 frames per second, not 20.
Exactly.
Chalo.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. A woman is walking down the express highway with an iron spatula in her hand. Vehicles traveling in high speed is whizzing past her, tears running down her cheeks. I am going to kill you, you bastard, she mutters. Ahead of her, up the highway, an old man is running with his clothes torn up. He looks tired, drenched in sweat. He reaches the bridge over the Ronga River and sits in the footpath, exhausted. He looks across and sees his wife running towards him, screaming at the top of her voice. He gets up and starts running again. He tries to stop the many cars going past him. A guy with a scooty stops and he hops on. Lakshmi, his wife, exhausted, drops down in the tarmac, sobbing. People don't change, she cries. The scooty is cruising at a steady speed across the bridge. Thanks, buddy. You saved my ass, says the old man. You owe her money? No, my life. How come? Well, I married her, said the old man. I see. So what did you do? Well, I accidentally set our house on fire. I left the kitchen stove on and burned the whole kitchen to the ground. Thank God. It's a season of monsoon, sighed the rider. One can burn a house when it's raining like this, even if one tried. What do you do, young man? Asked the old man. I sell electronics, laptops, mobile phones, etc. Does it pay well? Enough to buy food, kill my hunger, but right now I'm looking for a wife. The scooty reached near the end of the bridge. The old man spoke in a loud and a clear voice. Well, I have a daughter. She is about to enter the age of 22. She is kind and beautiful as opposed to her mother. And we are also looking for a man. Can I see her? The young man said with a hint of excitement. Drop me here, young man. We came quite a distance, the old man ordered. He gets down and said, I have to help my wife dig my own grave. They both laughed. If you want to see her, come to our house during the time of the festival. It's in the fisherman colony. Ask for me, Madhuram. Okay, I will go. The rider left.
Okay, I couldn't understand your story. First, we see a man on the run and chased by a woman. Okay, and then what happens? The man is saved when guy on the scooter gives him a lift. Okay, and last May, just go up a little, Naresh. Last paragraph. Naresh, go up a little. Yeah, last paragraph क्या था?
Sir, it was actually it's a conversational piece. The man he's a clumsy man, and he did something with his did something that got his wife really mad at him. So she was chasing him across the highway.
वो तो समझ में है, लेकिन वो डायलॉग का मतलब क्या है कि I'll have to help my wife dig my grave. इसका मतलब क्या है कि
because he has burned down the kitchen, so his wife is definitely going to kill him. They're just having a conversation. Like sometimes we have very intimate conversation with people who are complete strangers.
समझ गया मैंने. हाँ. So it's बातों का बात है. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि सही. It's not that the wife is really going to kill him. It's not that.
No.
Is that so?
Not that.
मतलब हाँ, कभी-कभी wife इतना गुस्सा हो जाती है कि
actually he is happy that it's a strange man, young man. He found a strange young man, and he was also looking for a groom for his daughter. And he found one, and he was just talking, and they were talking like like their friends. And he asked him do you owe her money? That was the first question. Like, why did he? Why was she chasing you? He said, no, I owe her my life because she's my wife. And they were talking, and I couldn't describe the scenery because it's a big long bridge, and it's afternoon, and they are gliding through. And
yeah. वो तो अभी you're restricted by the amount of space that you, or the words that you are given. ठीक है, समझ गया. I mean, ठीक है. I don't have much of a problem with this. I mean, it's a funny story. It's not कि सच्ची का मार देगी, ऐसा भी नहीं है. It's not that the wife is furious actually. ऐसा होता भी है. And she literally अगर हाथ had he been near her, maybe she would have killed her out of anger, and she would have regretted also. अरे ये मैंने क्या कर डाला, ठीक है ना? So it's basically a funny story that you're trying to say by using all the words which were given to you. And वो बोलता है कि तुम आ जाना मेरा गांव में, मेरा नाम ये है, और we are also looking for a son for our daughter. So we know that the quarrel between the husband and the wife would end happily, on a happy tone. It's not that the wife is really going to kill him. The wife का जो anger है वो भी subside कर जाएगा, and things will be normal. The kitchen will also be rebuilt thanks to the monsoon. Not much damage was done. Okay, and things will be okay. And this young man who had saved him, hopefully. But nobody knows about the future, and that lies outside the scope of your story also. The young man could be married off to the daughter could be married off to the young man. Okay, this is a funny story. I don't have much of a problem. Okay, again, it's just that it has too many dialogues, too many explanations, but okay, it's enjoyable. It's better than.
How do you reduce dialogues and put more feelings?
देखो, there's no formula. It comes with practice. Okay, अभी के लिए अगर तुम्हारे दिमाग में डायलॉग्स आ रहा है, डायलॉग्स लिखो. डोंट स्टॉप योरसेल्फ. ओके, कि जब तुम FTII के राइटिंग असाइनमेंट एग्जामिनेशन के लिए अगर तुम्हारे दिमाग में डायलॉग्स आ रहे हैं, लेकिन डायलॉग्स ऐसा ना हो कि डायलॉग्स हैम्पर द एंड ऑफ द स्टोरी एंड यू अराइव एट द एंड ऑफ द स्टोरी क्विकली और वेरी फास्ट. वो रिदम मेंटेन होना जरूरी है. ठीक है, तो अभी अगर तुम्हारे दिमाग में डायलॉग्स आ रहा है, लिख डालो. Nobody is stopping you, but the entire story has to make sense.
Yes, sir.
What you're asking is basically something which needs a lot of practice, and unfortunately, we tend to depend on dialogues and less on visuals. As far as at least Indian cinema is concerned, we are very talky. But that is room for another discussion on another day, not today. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we'll move to Puneet Pawar. Puneet, start. Show your face and start. Okay. Puneet, are you around? Puneet, are you around? Puneet Pawar has gone to sleep.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. He is a craft student of the classroom coaching. He has to behave like that. So he has gone to sleep after submitting this thing. So we'll move to another gentleman, the Uncle Ji, who woke up after 4 o'clock, but still is fine. He is born with a good horoscope. So we'll move to him. And Arvind Dakne, start.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have a good horoscope because somebody has gone to sleep. So now you have start. It's horoscope. If he is a craft student, he has to go to sleep. There is one Dheeraj Wadhwa only, which he has not written, but he is participating at least as an observer. But somebody who was supposed to be a participant has gone to sleep. So never mind.
Sure.
You have a better horoscope. Start.
Yeah. My story name is Kill Two Birds with One Stone. Tenali Rama's wife told him, there is a well in the field, but the crop is being destroyed without watering the crops. Tenali Rama said, I don't have time to pay attention to the field. Just then a soldier comes and says, you have been called by Maharaja. When he goes to the Maharaja, he says that thieves have spared in his kingdom. You pay attention to this. When Tenali Rama comes home at night, he tells his wife about thieves. She's scared, but immediately says, "Where do we have gold, money, etc." Uh, we think so, but people think we are very rich.
Just a moment. Arvind, I'm losing track. Telerama wife ko bolta hai, there's a well in the field, but the crop is being destroyed without watering the crops. Telerama says, I don't have time to pay attention to the field. Just then a soldier comes and says, you have been called by Maharaja, bulaya tumne tumko. When he goes to the Maharaja, he says that thieves are spread in his kingdom. अच्छा, ये तेलनी महाराजा को बोलता है ना?
नहीं, वो वाइफ को बोल रहे हैं कि अभी बहुत चोर आ गए हैं और लोगों को लगता है कि हम अमीर है, लेकिन हम तो नहीं है। उसकी
पत्नी ये वाइफ को बोलता है बिफोर ही गोस टू मीट द महाराजा, है ना?
हाँ, जब वो आता है रात को आता है तो बोलता है कि इस तरह से चोर बहुत आ चुके हैं। तो वो बोलते हैं कि हमें उनसे डरने की क्या बात है, हमारे पास तो कुछ भी नहीं है, हमारे पास ना पैसा है ना सोना ना कुछ है।
चलो पढ़ो। हाँ। We think so, but people think we are very rich. Maharaja has given us a lot. तो महाराजा से मिलकर वापस आ गया क्या वो?
हाँ, वापस आ गया। और फिर वो रात को जब आता है तो वो बातचीत हो रही है, उसकी उनकी और उनकी पत्नी की बातचीत हो रही है कि चोर बहुत है और तो हमारे तो पत्नी उससे बोल रही है कि हमारे पास तो कुछ है ही नहीं, तो डरने की क्या बात।
तो बोलता है नहीं महाराजा मुझे बहुत गोल्ड दिया है, वो बोलता है ना। आफ्टर डिनर ही वॉक्स अराउंड द फील्ड नियर हिज हाउस।
नहीं, वो बोल रहा है कि हमारे पास तो कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन लोगों को ऐसा लग रहा है कि हम बहुत अमीर है, क्योंकि तेनाली रामा जो है वो महाराज का खास है, तो लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि वो उसके पास बहुत सारा सोना हो सकता है, ऐसा लोगों को लगता है, लेकिन वो उसके पास ज्यादा कुछ है नहीं है।
अच्छा, ओके, दैट्स assumption of the people, सॉरी, ठीक है, ओके, चलो।
उसके पास ज्यादा कुछ है नहीं है, लेकिन लोग वो ऐसा बता रहे हैं कि लोगों को शायद लगता होगा कि हमारे पास बहुत कुछ है,
ठीक है, चलो।
चोरों को भी लग सकता है कि हमारे पास बहुत कुछ है, इस तरह से।
ओके, चलो, देन
after dinner he walks around the field near his house. He sees 4 heavy thieves hiding in a field. He is scared but pretend not to notice them. He goes home and tells his wife about thieves. She's scared. Tenali Rama says, don't be afraid, I have a trick. Listen here. And he whispers a trick in her ear. They both smiles as if to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. In the middle of the night, thieves come near their house. Then they hear the sound of talking from home. Tenali Rama tells his wife, "Don't keep all these gold bricks in the house. I just found out today that a lot of thieves have escaped." She says, "Tell me where to put it so that the thieves will never know." He says, "Listen, we will put these bricks in an iron box and through that box to our well. In summer, when the water level decrease, we shall get back the gold." The two pick up they
box and throw it into the well.
throw into the well. Thieves see it, since there is no facility to descend into the well. They continue to draw water with the help of rahat. Rahat is the machine, mechanical machine. Uh, in the morning, Tenali Rama goes to the side, goes to the side and pick up soldiers and call the thieves and say, "Stop now! The crops have got water." And soldiers get thieves.
This is interesting. देखो यहाँ पे वो चोर को भी पकड़ लिया और अपना खेती में जो पानी का जरूरत था इरिगेशन के लिए वो भी वो कर लिया. मतलब एक स्टोन से वो दो, he kills two birds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. So this is very interesting. This is I hope this is not a real not a story that you have read. Na Tenali Rama is a popular character, na?
Yes, sir.
ये तुम्हारा स्टोरी है ना?
हाँ, मतलब मुझे पता था ये स्टोरी, मैंने सुना था कहीं पर ऐसे ही.
अच्छा, it has to be actually it has to be an original story. Original story मतलब
never mind, as of people don't know.
No, I didn't know.
Many fools are around in FTII also, they don't know.
टेलनी नामक कैरेक्टर मुझे पता है, लेकिन मुझे ये कहानी पता नहीं था, तो मैं एंजॉय किया. और लेकिन ये कहानी जो है, देखो ये कोई भी कहानी तुम लिख रहे हो एग्जामिनेशन के लिए, एफटीआई एंट्रेंस एग्जाम के लिए, तो ये इट हैज टू बी ओरिजिनल मतलब जो तुम्हारे खुद के दिमाग से आया है, ओरिजिनल, नॉट एन अडेप्टेशन और नॉट इट कैन बी एन अडेप्टेशन ऑफ कोर्स, what the students she has done.
तेनाली रामा को लेकर हम अपने मन से कहानी लिख सकते हैं ना, जो
ऑफ कोर्स लिख सकते हो, ऑफ कोर्स. बहुत सारे लिटरेरी कैरेक्टर्स है, शर्लक होम्स है, कितने कैरेक्टर्स हैं, कितने सारे डिफरेंट राइटर्स हैव रिटन. रामायण कितने लोगों ने रामायण को रीइंटरप्रेट किया, यू नो सीता कैरेक्टर को रीइंटरप्रेट किया. दैट लिबर्टी यू हैव. ऐसा नहीं है कि देयर इज ओनली वन फिक्स्ड थिंग. ओके. So anyway, what I like ki this is exactly what is desired ki killing. A lot of other students also have attempted killing two birds with one stone, but they have not been able to get the essence of the statement.
Yes, sir.
Okay, at least you have got the essence of the statement, because the other guy who set his story in foreign land, Mexico or Colombia or Brazil. So what he's claiming as two different birds are actually the same bird.
Yeah.
Okay, but yours is like actually these are two different birds. Irrigation भी हो गया, चोर भी पकड़ा गया.
हाँ सर.
ठीक है, so which is good. चलो read the other one. Yeah.
So, और अब इस तरह से लिखेगा तो उसका मार्क नहीं मिलेगा ना, मतलब ये कहीं से पढ़कर लिखा है ऐसा लगता है ना. तो
देखो अगर
I'll just interrupt Ranjan. Suggest it's a good idea not to use the popular well-known character like Perry Mason or
whatever character popular, जिसको जो सब पता है, जिसको सब
might give a feeling that you already know the story and you have reproduced it.
तो तुम्हारा इमेजिनेशन कहाँ गया है ना, तो तुम्हारा इमेजिनेशन कहाँ गया. तो ये जो एक्सरसाइजेस हैं, असाइनमेंट्स हैं, वो तुम्हारा इमेजिनेशन टेस्ट करने के लिए है ना. हाउ इमेजिनेटिव यू आर. नाउ इफ यू आर रिटेलिंग द होल थिंग, देन वेयर इज योर इमेजिनेशन.
ये तो स्टोरी उनको पता ही होगी,
स्पेशली अगर पता है
तो. बट वो नहीं भी पता तो they will assume कि you have reproduced it. They'll assume. So don't give them the assumption possibilities, you know.
Yes.
Use some X, Y, Z character, some ala mala jala, some tavle javle, and there are many people in Marathi.
Yes, sir.
Put any tavade javade over there and
Yes,
create
sir.
a character.
Yes, sir. I got.
Because you will lose the marks on your imagination, giving a credibility to someone else who is a well-known character.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So this is wonderful, and I think.
Or there's another thing I want to tell the previous student. He has used words like ass, kicking in the ass and all. Don't use those kind of smart alec English. You know, for examination purpose.
Yes, sir.
And that is the way we talk, of course. That is the way we talk. But
it's not a colloquial or language which we are supposed to be using it. Colloquial lingo should be avoided, I suppose. That's why I said no dialogue.
हाँ, dialogues avoid करने की कोशिश करते हो. Colloquial अगर use कर रहे हो, एकदम perfect colloquial use मत करो. It has to be a mix between colloquial and standard language. हाँ, जैसे कि विशाल भरद्वाज एकदम पूरा colloquial use करता है, तो हमें लगता है यार subtitles देने से अच्छा होता. वो हिंदी समझ में नहीं आता. विशाल भरद्वाज का अगर फिल्म देखोगे, लेकिन तुम तिग्मांशु धुरिया का अगर फिल्म देखोगे, पान सिंह तोमर, which is चंबली हिंदी, तुम्हें समझने में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम दिक्कत नहीं होगा, क्योंकि ही मिक्सेस चंबली हिंदी विद स्टैंडर्ड हिंदी, वो डाइल्यूट करता है. सो दैट शुड बी द अप्रोच.
करेक्ट. So it's a wonderful idea is given from the Tishu. We call it as Tishu, Tikmanshu Dhulia. So it's a wonderful idea, and today we were really good to have a mixed blend of people who could.
Sir, can I interrupt, sir?
Yeah, you can interrupt.
Sir, I sent before 4 p.m. I was below Puneet Kumar. You just skipped mine one and went to Dheeraj Wadhwa, sir.
What is your name? Dheeraj? Yeah,
my name is Lesson, sir.
We had a no.
अरविंद का दूसरा बाकी है ना? अरविंद का दूसरा एक्सरसाइज बाकी है ना?
No, there was one only.
Only one. अच्छा.
Email from you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Dheeraj Wadhwa, I did not receive an email from you. I did not receive an email from you. Dheeraj, are you around?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dheeraj, I did not receive an email. Otherwise, I would have definitely included here. I did not receive an email. Did you send it to what email ID did you send it?
Hello, sir. Sir, I am below Puneet Power, sir. It is there currently. So just go scroll down, sir. It is there. You are a little more, sir. Yeah, sir. Kill two birds with one stone. This one, you didn't keep my name.
Guys lying. Okay. So read it. No problem. We still carry on. Yeah. Please carry on. Okay.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
lesson from Kerala. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the option I took was that kill two birds with one stone. Okay, three guys lying on the floor with a metallic chain locked onto their legs. So water sprinkled on them. All three wakes up and starts inspecting the place. A door in front of them, three small holes facing them, and a speaker and a camera on the wall. Just then a voice came from the speaker. Welcome to the game of death. You have been kidnapped and brought here to play the game. Play by the rules and you are free to leave or you will be eliminated. Rule number 1, be kind. Rule number 2, be clever. And rule number 3, be slow. Remember, only one gets out of that door. Enjoy the game. After the voice, a small box was thrown to the three of them from holes on the wall facing each of them with a label of the person's name. All three of them got a cutter. A lighter got thrown to the three of them. Frederick got the lighter first. A timer starts with 10 minutes in it. Imran and Jerick start to cut the chain while Frederick used the lighter to burn the cutter and press it onto the chain. Time was running. Frederick completed cutting the chain, but the door didn't get open in front of them. Both others asked him to hand over the lighter as there was only 3 minutes left. Both tried to manipulate him over to hand the lighter. He then mutes himself until the last minute and throws the lighter near to both of them and tells them that who gets the lighter first can take it. Both of them fight over for the lighter, and during this time, the timer stops and an electric shock came over from the chain over to their bodies. Both of them die on electrocution. The voice again came saying, congratulations on winning by the rules. You are free to leave. Sir, little more down, scroll down, sir. The door opens in front of him and goes outside. It was a thick forest surrounding him. He saw his car nearby, drives it, and escapes the place.
ये क्या है मतलब ये what is the premise that you this is follow by the rules, huh?
Yes, sir. This is a game, sir. It is a game played on them. They were kidnapped. All three were kidnapped, sir. And they were brought into a room, sir. And it was told them to play by the rules. The rule was that first to be a kind, second to be clever, and to be slow. And it was also told that only one will get out of that room. So there would be only one person. If there are two people, both of them would get eliminated. So they were thrown three cutters. Okay, each of them were thrown three cutters in a box in which their name was written. So, but one lighter was thrown to them, sir. And Frederick, that guy, the person, got the lighter first, and he starts burning the cutter and started to press onto the chain, sir, to get it loose, sir, and to make it break, sir. So he was the first person who got out of this chain, and there was other two people who were trying to cut it using the cutter, but it takes more time. Only 10 minutes were there. So these two people tried to manipulate him by saying so much things, but he didn't give to them. No, when he got cut, it was only 3 minutes left. So they tried to manipulate, and only at the final minute, he just threw this lighter near to them, and they both started to fight. And the timer went out, and electric shock came from through the chain.
Lighter क्यों throw किया lighter?
Sir, lighter is they use it to the cutter, sir, and to light it, sir, and
to heat it.
Yes,
okay,
I'm so sorry. And heat it and cut the chain, sir. And by like this, it was first thrown to all three of them. Frederick got it first. It was written there. Frederick got it first, and he escaped himself, sir. But he didn't give to them, sir. He didn't give to both of them until the last minute. So and he didn't give it to any one of them. He just threw near to them, sir. So both of them started fighting for this thing, and by that time the time went off, and they both got electrocuted. So they both died, sir. And he's the only person who got out.
Okay, but did he get out in a fair manner? Because your plot seemed a little complicated.
Sir, it is saying, sir, it is saying be kind, sir. He was kind, sir. He just threw it to them. He didn't hold it, sir. But he was kind, yeah, and he was
but
clever.
He was clever,
yeah, because he only threw it near to them, sir. If he threw to one of them, the rule is that only one will escape. By chance, if that person gets cut it off within that 1 minute, two people will be there who escape. So both of them will be eliminated. Be slow, sir. And be slow means he at the third minute he didn't throw it. He just threw it in the last minute to make it so much complicated, and not near to any one of them, near to them only, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, see, I like the flight of imagination and the situation that you have created, and that is what I liked. I found the plot a little complicated. Maybe a second reading would, help me to grasp the plot. That is why I asked you, and you explain yourself, because now I get the plot. But yeah, this is fair enough. But if you're asking me how much I would give you out of 10, so I'll give you 6. But the 6 is good. And you have a tendency to come up with very kind of weird plot situations, which may or may not work. But chalo, I'm granting you this, so you stand a chance. Okay?
Next, move the unexpected blessing.
Yeah, okay. So the next one is Kevin, the words, the underlined word. Kevin sat with his laptop with Flipkart's website on the screen. He navigated over to the PS5 pre-order page. The Big Billion Day festival was happening, and he tries to order PS5 as it had huge discounts and only a limited stock was available. The next restock was only available from 12 p.m. The sale will only last a few seconds as many are waiting to order it. He has been waiting it for over months. 12 p.m. came on the clock and rushed over to place the order. He clicks the place order button, but unfortunately the laptop got shut down. Out of anger, he throws the laptop from the table. The laptop got safely landed inside the aquarium. He rushes and takes out the laptop, but was filled in with water. He then, in a hurry, travels with his laptop over to a nearby repair center. It is monsoon season in Kerala and is heavily raining. He enters the repair center. The repair woman approaches him and asks him about the issue, and he explains it to her. The woman brought the laptop inside for inspection. Sir, more. Paragraph is completed. Sir, little more open. Sir, little okay. Approaches him and asks him about the issue, and he explains it to her. The woman brought the laptop inside for inspections. She tells Kevin to wait, but Kevin goes outside to eat something as he was hungry. He couldn't eat as he is filled with regret of throwing the laptop as it was a gift from his deceased father. He paid the bill and went back to the repair center. The woman told him that the laptop is repaired, but unfortunately...
Just scroll up. Just scroll up. Karo.
Okay. It's down, sir.
Down.
Little more down, sir. Okay. He couldn't
eat.
Sir, up, sir. Okay. He couldn't eat as he's filled with regret of throwing the laptop as it was a gift from his deceased father. He paid the bill and went back to a repair center. The woman told him that the laptop is repaired, but unfortunately it got dead. Kevin, on fire, tries to oppose her by saying that she killed the laptop while repairing it. She tells him that when she dug deep inside the laptop, water was flowing like a river inside that a water theme park can be installed onto it. She then tells him to change this old laptop and buy a new one. He takes the laptop and goes back home. At home, when he tries to book a new laptop through phone, he saw that the PS5 order was already been placed. Out of joy, he jumps and shouts so hard.
Good.
Not finished. Shouts so hard that the whole town can hear him. He hugged his laptop and cries so hard.
This is very good. Very witty, unexpected turn of events. Okay, turns of events.
6 to 7.
Kya?
Now he has moved from 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
6 marks.
Yeah. Say marks. Yeah. Okay. So ये बहुत मजेदार कहानी है. और थोड़ा सा तुमने force किया. Kevin on fire tries to oppose her by saying she killed the laptop. ये थोड़ा सा तुम जबरदस्ती you made use of these words, but it's fair enough because it's a fun story, मजेदार story है. So it goes with the tone of the story. Yeah. This is okay. There's no problem.
So great, guys. Today we have 7-8 people. I just skipped the Kevin for some reason and moved to 8 rather than I should have continued with 7. But I suppose he got his enough time. So still, it was a wonderful session. And out of 25 people, if 10 survives or 9 survives, is a good number because FTII don't have more than 10 seats. So, till you make efforts, there is no point. There's a difference between a filmmaker and an audience. Audience is the one who goes to cinema hall, enjoy and clap. So out of 25 people, suppose today we had a 14, which means -2, 13 people. 13 has the potential to become a filmmaker, and rest 14 or 12, whatever they are the spectators. Let them be spectators. They will keep clapping for you and like an audience. But it's good, irrespective of the fact that we might give 6 or 7. Doesn't matter. It is a very honest and brutal and cruel marking we have to do it. So that we do not have an illusion. Remember it, we have no grudge against anyone. We have no particular soft corner for a person called X or Y, or even not against anything because last week you were sleeping and this week you have woken up, like this Gogoi Purushottam Gogoi boy has woken up this time. It's okay. It's by fits and start is still fine. But if you someday or other you have to wake up and you have to train your mind for these thinking skills. And then there is a section B called in which I would say that these questions could be pre-think about. So tomorrow I'll send an assignment in the morning in which those are the things which are going to be sent for you. Would be a topic which you could have think of premeditated topics, and then how those topics could be tackled. So tomorrow we will discuss that, and tomorrow morning you will find an assignment which is from the previous year question paper. It does not mean that we will not send you some expected questions also. I have made a list of around 40 expected questions, roughly around 40. But before that, we would like to tackle the previous year questions so that you get little tuned to what you should have answered. So thank you, Ranjan. And
Sir, can you make time for one question?
Yeah, please.
Sir, I'm Purushottam Gogoi, and my first story, in my first story, it was said that I didn't justify the premise. Maybe I didn't, but somehow I don't understand how I didn't justify the premise. And can you tell me
No, I told you, no, these two birds have to be absolutely different from each other. For example, the last, the Telani Rama story, the two birds are like irrigating the agricultural land which belongs to him, and catching the thieves who are under the impression that he's a very rich guy. So these two things are entirely different from each other, and he achieves both through one action. So तुम्हारा जो है, जो मैंने पहले भी बोल चुका हूं कि तुम्हारा जो एजेंडा एक ही है, तुम बोल रहे हो अलग अलग एजेंडा है, एजेंडा अलग अलग नहीं है, एजेंडा एक ही है कि भागू कैसे और इन लोग को मारू कैसे. मतलब उन लोग को मारना is a part of also escape, ना, because when you are escaping there's always a danger of being caught. There's always
getting
a
out
danger
of the
being caught.
desert and getting out of the desert and भागना और आपका उन लोग को मारना एक ही चीज
agenda. देखो, it's a part of the larger agenda, ना. When you are escaping, suppose you are escaping from jail, there's always a chance that you will be shot down by the sentries who are chasing you.
Yes, yes.
And if they really start firing at you, at your feet, you turn and kill them. So you're escaping from the jail and you're shooting down the guards. It's a part of the same agenda. Escaping is a larger agenda.
Yes, it has to be completely different.
Purushottam, I'll add what Ranjan is saying. Suppose me, I want to get out of the Delhi to study further after my graduation. That's one agenda.
Yes.
Okay. And my second agenda is I also want to be a film studies student.
Yes,
so
sir.
How I can be a film studies student and get out of my city called Delhi? So Pune will fulfill both, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Somebody is from Calcutta, for example. You want to get out of the Calcutta. So if you want to do the film studies and want to get out of the Calcutta, FTII Pune would be the wonderful choice. So it's two things. Two agendas are two different agendas. Getting out of the city, agenda one. Agenda two, to study films.
But here also there is same kind of thing, right? Because he wants to get out of desert. One thing, he doesn't want to walk because he's tired. He feels like he's dying. He's going to die. And the second one is he wants to get rid of those goons that are coming for them, that are hunting them. So it's also like they want to get out of desert, one thing, and the second thing is they want to escape from them.
They wants to get out of the desert, okay, and wanting to get out of the desert, and they're on the run, and they want to save themselves. They want to be alive, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
That is why they come up with this idea of कि भैया हम लोग बहुत 4 घंटे से भाग रहे हैं, पानी नहीं है, हम लोग पेशाब पी रहे हैं, ओके, हम भाग क्यों रहे हैं? इसीलिए भाग रहे हैं कि we are being followed, or so we can be dead if they catch up with us. There's always this danger.
Yes, yes.
So they come up with this idea and they kill those people. So it's a part of the agenda, ना. और नरेश जो बोल रहा है, देखो, sometimes we want to escape our living conditions, but we don't have a plan of action. The first thing is कि we want to escape. That is one thing. We don't want to live in the family or the locality or even the city. Okay, that is one agenda. Okay, you escape, and then you happen to chance upon something which serves the purpose of your life, which you had not anticipated. So these are two entirely different things.
Sir, I understood. These two things are completely different because they will die anyway. Because if they stay in the desert, they will die, and if these guys caught them, they will die. So they wanted to leave. So that's why it's under the same thing, and which is different from what Naresh sir said. Yes, sir, I understand. Okay, sir.
ठीक है, चलो कल मीट करेंगे हम लोग.
So tomorrow will be much more very focused, which is a premeditated topics, which you can think of yourself also. And these 3 or 4 topics we'll choose from previous year question paper, and then we'll send it across to you. So as I tell earlier also, there are 2 parts in the examination. One, which could be you can think of, you can already imagine these are the questions which could be decided. You know, there's something like this would come, something like this would come. And second part is, which is on the spot you should be able to think. So far we have been practicing with Ranjan on the spot thinking. So tomorrow we will give you a topic which came in the past, and you make your points. And first we would discuss your point, and then later on Ranjan would also give a few thoughts on those pointer, and probably I would also give 1 or 2 pointer. So that is the whole purpose. So we will make a balance between both. One which could be premeditated over, which could be pre-planned, pre-think of, and second is on the spot thinking skills. Okay. So thank you, Ranjan, and we'll connect again. Yeah.
Okay, chalo, thanks. Yeah.
Please sign up this poll business. I'm launching it right now. That's your attendance, because some people disappear earlier, but it's their choice. I can't say anything. Don't be so selfish. Don't be that, oh, my thing has been done, so I'm fine with it. No, you need to think of your competitor also. You should have a feeling that how competitors are going to be with you. Like today, somebody said that so and so, would you like to join our WhatsApp group? Why you invited that person? Because that person is active. You know, rest of these so-called, I would say, tourists who just wanted to be observer, let them be observer. So it doesn't matter. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. Enjoy your, it was more fruitful to be here rather than watching some stupid thing which you have been watching for so many years. So that's it. Goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow.